Hello, how are you today? We're here with the beautiful Aoife today to learn more about energy creation, how we can create beautiful energy with our hands and help it direct through the person's body. Every person's body is essentially made of energy. There are all these frequencies happening in our body at the same time. And sometimes we don't even realize that they're there. We do feel the physical body, we do feel sensations, symptoms, what's going on inside of us, but there is another layer to it, an energy layer, that if we tap into that layer and if we shift things on that level, then they can lead to a healthier, more balanced physical side. So this is how energy healing essentially works, that we go to the creation level, to where the energy starts. This is also the realm where the emotions are located, our feelings, if we have any stress, maybe if the energy feels a little bit sad or lonely or distorted or unhappy, it is all stored on the energy level. So when we tap into it with our hands and also with our mind, we can really unlock those energies. We can release some energies that maybe don't belong to the person anymore. Maybe it's time to release them. Maybe it's time to give more light, healing frequency to the person. So this is what we're going to explore today. So basically energy creation is a technique where we use our hands to create energy, and everybody can learn that technique. It is our natural ability, but in energy creation we learn different types of uplifting frequencies. So we work with the frequencies of love, frequencies of joy, frequencies of magic, sometimes frequencies of peace, and then we instill them into our body, into another person's body, or into our space. Sometimes we create different symbols, we create motions, the flow of energy, which really helps the healing. And essentially it is a very intuitive way of working with energy when we work with energy creation, because we just really listen to how the body of the person is speaking. We're treating the energy with a lot of love, with a lot of care, like as if it's our best friend, and we're really opening our heart and our ears and we're listening to what comes in. So it helps both ourselves to realize our potential, to realize our skills, and it helps the person also on the healing journey. Alright, so today we're going to see how it works. We're going to go through main positions in energy creation, and we're going to see what energy just wants to be created, what energy wants to come through the hands in order to help this person. So as I always say, it is very nice to begin with the head of the person, because this is the space where we collect all our thoughts. So everything that is going on a mental level is located here, near the head. So imagine if a person, for example, is having lots of heavy thoughts, or maybe dark thoughts, maybe they are constantly preoccupied with something. It can affect the energy level on their head. So usually we begin with the head, and now we are going to place our hands very, very gently, because we always work with love and care. That's very important. We want the person to feel that they're very loved. That's the essence of healing. Make the person feel loved, just like we make ourselves feel loved. So we gently place our hands and we breathe love into the other person. What can be more beautiful than just breathing love? Sometimes, like imagining that with my hands I remind the person of their own beauty. It's almost like I'm imagining this energy, I'm remembering it, and I'm transmitting that memory back to the person so they can remember who they are. We can do it simply with our hands by sending those telepathic energy messages. So that's what we're going to do now. I can just feel those waves, very pleasant waves of energy going through Aoife's head now, down her whole body. Very beautiful feminine essence. So we are in a way enriching it even more with loving energy. Sometimes if you ask your hand, you can look at your hand and you can ask your hand for the right energy to come through. For example, you look at the person and you look at your hand and you feel, what kind of energy would benefit this person the most now? And you just open your palm like that and you feel what is coming through. And I get a sensation of very beautiful flowery energy that is coming through my hand now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create some of this beautiful floral energy around Aoife's head. And I'm going to use very gentle, loving motions to sort of instill this energy in this space. Again, I'm doing it with a lot of love, as much as I can, because I want this person to feel really cherished at this moment. It's almost like you're creating a magical hat full of flowers. Essentially, flowers are very powerful because they carry very high frequency. Even looking at flowers has a healing effect on us. Let alone when we breathe flowers, or we imagine flowers in or outside of our body, we recreate the balance in our body this way. So, as a healer, as a person who is giving energy, you can help by creating this energy in the person's body. So I'm just placing very beautiful red flowers in Aoife's space here around her head. And they're very beautiful, big red flowers, very feminine. It's almost reminding Aoife of her femininity, her beautiful feminine love that she's got, and of her beauty as well. And they are adorning Aoife's head very beautifully now. I can almost see them in reality, like they're real. So we're placing some above the forehead and some on the sides. It is always important to remember how to breathe when you're giving energy, whether you do it for yourself or the other person. Breath is the essence of energy, so do not forget how to breathe and how to spread the energy with the breath. It becomes even stronger, and then you connect to the source, to where you're receiving the information from more, quicker when you breathe. It's a beautiful connection exercise. Okay, so we've done that. We've done the head, the top of the head. So what we've done, we a little bit made the energy lighter in this space and kind of colorful, a little bit more intense colorful. So it brings some life. It brings almost like a way of supporting this person. In a way, this energy is supporting her. So now what we can do, now I feel drawn to the temples. So a beautiful way of healing energy, how you can give energy, is by gently, very gently touching the temples of the person like that. And because you're touching the head from two sides, you're touching the left and the right, you have a very beautiful access to the head. It's almost like you're balancing the left and the right side of the head, just allowing them to be very friendly, to get on well. So we're going to spend some time now just continuing giving this energy of love to Aoife now through her temples. It's very important to trust the energy when you work with energy, because it's the energy that does the session. We're just the conductors in a way. The energy flows through us, so it is a higher realm of energy that is really doing this work. So when we trust what comes through, then we become very connected with that source. And now I feel that I want to very gently touch here, just below the head, like that, because this is an important place in a person's body, sort of digesting in a way, a place, an important part of the body. So we're just going to give a little bit of cleansing energy here. We're going to lighten this energy up. So if you sometimes feel that the energy is maybe a little bit dense or clogged, what you can do, you can simply imagine that your energy is a bit lighter, and when you touch the energy, you lighten it up with your frequency. It's just a pure feeling, and based on that feeling, you do the healing work. Alright, so now we're even more connected with this space. So now I'm just gonna do a little bit of hand energy motions, which is part of energy creation. So we use motions of our hands to heal and rebalance energy. Because our hands, they naturally know how to rebalance energy. And when we connect to that wisdom, we let go of our mind and we just trust the hands. Just let the hands go with absolutely no rules, no specific way of doing it, but just trust them. And this way they will show the way. They will show how to clear the energy, how to balance it, uplift it. So now I'm doing a very soft caressing motions on the head. And the energy is telling me to do it this way. So it's almost like I'm taking the energy from the forehead and I'm cleansing it a little bit. At the same time, I'm balancing it and soothing it. It's like a soothing gesture when you say everything is fine, you'll be fine, everything is fine. You know, like you would caress a child and let them know that everything is okay. That's what I'm doing now. And integration is very beautiful because it's very playful. You know, you don't have to adhere to any particular rules. You just learn a set of techniques and then you use them at your own disposal, at your own intuitive wish. And the energy talks to you, just tells you what to do. Right, so just finishing it off very nicely. I sometimes feel that healing energy is like a painting. You know, when you make a beautiful painting, you put a lot of love into it. You draw something very beautiful, and then at the end you put finishing touches, right? You use your brush and you put finishing touches, and energy work is a little bit like that as well. In the end, it's nice to put a finishing touch. So I'm just balancing the energy left and right now with my hands, kind of moving it a little bit and balancing it, straightening it up, because that's what energy tells me now. Beautiful. All right. Right. So now we're moving to the side of the person's body. So there are many variations of what you can do with the body and which positions you can touch, depending on your intuition. You can use the shoulders, you can even touch the hands, you know, you can touch here, for example. It is up to you how you feel, but generally just today I'm showing you a shorter version of how you can work with the body. So, for example, now I feel I would like to give a little bit of strength to the shoulders of Aoife. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just touch gently the shoulder and maybe a hand as well, the arm, and I'm going to start giving it energy. Touching the shoulders is very beautiful because you can then transmit the frequency of support to the person. So, you know, whether they feel strong support or maybe when they need a little bit of more of that energy, you can transmit it through your own hands. So what I'd like to imagine is giving a strength. It's like a wall, like a very strong wall of support, very thick, strong energy, to let the person know that everything is fine. They've got support, they've got guidance. So transmitting the energy of strength. Okay, and now, so I like sometimes just connecting a little bit to the energy space first. So I've got a beautiful energy space here, and I'm going to use my hands to gently touch the energy. It's almost like magic, you know, when you see fantasy movies and you see sorcerers, they are moving their hands in different ways and magic is coming out. It's very similar. That's what we use in energy creation. So you just use very light motions and you imagine that you're spreading beautiful frequency at the same time. So it's almost like a field, and again we are regrowing these flowers in the field so the person can feel very safe in life, joyful, courageous as well. There's a bit of courage coming through. And sometimes I go even further and I might start actually creating those flowers in the energy space. So for example, now I'm building a beautiful blue flower on this side. It's a very elongated energy. It goes up. And as I touch it, my hands are telling me more about it. It's got a beautiful, like a golden essence inside, and I feel that this flower is connecting Aoife to her intuition even more in a very natural way, as a flower can do. It's a very healing frequency, isn't it? Very soft, so very calming as well. So I feel that this blue color of this flower is giving calming energy to Aoife, like that. And then I'm continuing, and here in this area, the stomach and the sacral, I'm spreading lots of little flowers, and I'm going to spread lots of yellow flowers because that's what's coming to me now. And again, I'm going to use the shifting motion of my hands, and I'm going to grow them with my hands. It's like a field. There are hundreds, thousands of these beautiful yellow flowers. They are harmonizing the energy, adjusting it to the higher frequency, to the higher flow. They're making the energy smile. Sometimes I imagine that the energy starts smiling. Okay, so now I feel I'm drawn to the heart of Aoife, very beautiful space. And to start with, I'm just gonna very gently, it's a very sensitive area, the heart, of course, very open area, so I'm gonna be very gentle. I'm gonna hold my hand over the heart, just very gently connecting with it. And I'm gonna transmit a very, very high frequency now. So kind of white light frequency. It's powerful, but very gentle, tender. Because in a way, I just want this energy to remember what it is like by itself. So I'm just sending a reminder. In a way, inviting even more love into the life of this person. Me myself, I'm feeling very touched. I can almost see this energy. I can see, feel the love in Aoife's heart at this moment. It's a very beautiful love, very touching. It's almost energy creation. It's like you are chatting with the energy. It's a dialogue with the energy where you communicate with a high frequency, and you listen to it, you listen to all it's got to tell you, and you encourage it, you uplift it the way you can, the way that feels right, by recreating positive energy. That's it. Okay. Now we're going to work a little bit with the hand, because that's how it feels right now. So hand is a beautiful instrument, and for you as the healer, but also for the person as a receiver. You can actually direct healing energy through the hand, just through the hand, even without touching the body, and it will go straight to the source, straight to where in the body, it may need this energy. So we're just going to gently, if that's okay, take your hand, this one, thank you. Okay, so what I really love is gently touching this part of the hand. It's a very soft and sensitive part, but you can really work miracles if you send healing energy there. And again, I'm getting the message, all will be fine, all will be fine. As I'm getting it, I'm sending it with my hands too. I often give this metaphor of pouring a water from a jug. So when you give healing, you're pouring energy from your hand. It's almost like pouring a water from a jug. And you don't stop until you pour all the water from the jug. So just feel, as long as the energy is flowing, keep giving it. For example, now I still feel it's going, it's finishing now, but all this time it's been going strongly, so I didn't stop it. I let it flow because I was pouring the water from a jug. Okay, and now we've got the hand here. And hand is such a beautiful organ, because hand, as you know, it has the lines, it has all the information about us, it's got the power of the person. So imagine all our power is in our hands, it goes from the heart into our hands. This is how we do things. So you can empower the person's hand by gently, lovingly connecting to the energy. So it's like an intuitive embroidery, energy embroidery. I'm just intuitively connecting this energy now. Again, I'm getting a lot of femininity. There's a lot of beautiful feminine energy coming from Aoife. So it's almost like it wants to be even more pronounced, even more maybe accentuated in this life. So we will allow it to do so. Right, and just a finishing touch, I'll put like an energy glove around the hand, very nice protective aura, white, like a white globe around the hand, so it will naturally tune into high frequencies as Aoife walks out and walks and goes to where she needs to go. She will connect to high frequencies because this light in the hand will automatically activate those high frequencies in the outside world as well, magnetize them closer to her. Okay, so now we're moving on to the other part of the person's body, the legs. We can work on the feet, we can work on the legs, we can work on the knees. So today I felt like we could explore how we work on the knees of the person. So this is a very beautiful part of the person's body where it represents our moving forward, how well we step forward in life, how sure we are about our direction. And the knees are particularly strong if we know what we're doing, if we are making the right steps on our journey. This is information that usually comes through in quantum healing hypnosis sessions. The subconscious always explains that the conditions related to the knees are about moving forward in life. So let us see now what energy we can create in the knees and how we can help the knees. So maybe to start with, we will just gently connect and sense the energy of the knees. And I can almost sense a little bit of the energy of fear in the knees. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to calm this energy down. And again, give it more confidence, more strength, more courage, and encouragement. Funny, these two words have the same root, courage and encouragement. And again, I want to show with my hands to the knees how beautiful they are. So I'm going to draw energetically on the knees to let them open up and express themselves fully the way they want to express. It's almost like a mechanism that we are starting. So it's a natural process that the knees can remember their own guidance, their own destination. I'm going to tap into a very thin energy layer and just press the right energy buttons and see how the knees will respond to that. Sometimes I notice that working on a person's body, it's like playing a piano, and you touch the notes, you create a song. So in our case, in the healing case, we want to create a healing song to make the person feel better. So you choose the notes with your hands, and this is how it actually becomes a very creative process as well. You choose the notes in your song and what energy you want to create. And then the affirmation that comes to me is, you can walk. You can walk. So can be direct meaning, can be metaphorical meaning. You can walk, you can move forward, you can do things. So the word can feels crucial here. You can, you are allowed. And I just want to disperse any fears or any doubts. I want to let them go, so they're not in the way of this person's creation of their life. Beautiful. It feels better. Sometimes when you work with energy, suddenly the space begins to change and you notice a different frequency. It's on a subtle level, so you gotta believe it, to see it, but it does shift when you work with your hands. The space becomes different, acquires somewhat magical quality. And now I just want to breathe love into the knees. That's how I feel. I feel that these knees need a lot of love. So again, I'm going to do it with my breath, and this time with my hands. So this is an energy creation communication technique, when you open your hands and you breathe in openly energy like this. So in this case, I'm breathing love, for sure. And again, I'm finishing this with very nice, very soft, smoothing energy motion. It's a way of stabilizing the energy after all the creation we've been doing lots of motions. Now I want to just to root it back to where it belongs, so that's what I'm going to do. Right, all done. So we worked with several parts of the body today of Ifa, and of course there is much more. You don't have to do all the parts at one go. You just can do the selection of what really stands out. So you look at the person's body and you naturally feel where you're being mostly magnetized, and this will be your answer. The magnet is the energy that is calling you the most, the energy that wants to interact with you and be helped and receive something from you. So, to remember its own natural qualities. So you just respond to the energy, that's all you do. And you activate your own inner magic, and together with the energy of the person. It's not just you, it's their energy and your energy. We are co-creating the healing, the balanced body.